Jen, you know me, I really like a hatchback.
Well, Andre, I thought you were more of like a turbo diesel guy, but yeah, the more I think about it, you're all hatchbacks, aren't you?
Well, I think you could like both. You could like pickup trucks and you
Sure.
can like hatchbacks. And
Okay.
this just in, here we have a 2026 Kia K4 hatchback. And I think it's the bee's knees.
The bee's knees. Well, it's something. I'm somewhat confused at this styling. I see the hatch, but I also see like a hatch wagon. This thing is longer than I feel like a typical hatch, or maybe it just appears longer, but it's really low too.
Yeah, we were just talking with our producer and videographer Ian. He was mentioning how low this car is. It's low, it's wide, it's almost a wagon, right? But they're
Yeah.
calling it a hatchback. But I love the styling. I don't know what it is. I just kind of like the did you
Handlebar
call this-
mustache?
Yeah, the handlebar mustache. Also, this color, this sparkling yellow.
You like this color?
It reminds me of my Chevy Colorado Trail Boss.
Okay, I could see why you would like this color because it reminds you of something else you owned. If you didn't own it, would you still like this color?
I think so. I think there's different shades of this yellow that's kind of popular these days. There's also orange color that's becoming more popular in some cars.
I do like the orange.
But you're not a fan of this?
But no, okay, I mean, in certain shades, it almost looks green. Certain shades, it's a little more yellow. I like that it's not just black, white, or gray. So I do like the fact that it's different, but it might take me some time to get used to this sparkling yellow.
But it's also the hero color.
That's true.
The hero color means in the industry is that that's the car that it launches with. This is the first drive car.
Yep.
And we have it here in Colorado for an extended period of time. But this is also the GT line with a turbo.
With a turbo, yeah. Pop that engine or pop that hood open.
Exactly. Let's take a look. This is exciting.
So, ooh, a very heavy hood. We got a
Is it-
1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic.
So no CVT here.
No CVT. I mean,
Yes.
typically they come with one, but when you get that GT line turbo, you get that 8-speed auto.
Exactly. And the power figures are 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque and front-wheel drive.
Okay, so
So it's not maybe the hottest of hatches as far as performance.
it's a warm hatch.
But the color is spicy.
I'll give you that. I'll give you a spicy color.
So you can also get non-turbo versions, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of the top of the line K4 hatchback. It does have many options. We'll talk about pricing in a second, right?
Yes.
Near the end of this video. But you know what I like about the style also is this floating roof. You know, this black separation
Yeah,
here?
I do like that a lot.
Yeah, so the floating roof, I think it has a lot of, but it also needs to be utilitarian, right?
Right, and that's something that this definitely has. I mean, we've got about 22 cubic feet of space just behind the second seats, but when these seats are folded down, 59 cubic feet. Talk about cargo space.
Yeah, and you could remove these little hooks. You could remove the tonneau cover, or I mean the cargo cover here. You could also fold the seats down. Hold on one second. You can do
Boom.
this, and now it becomes a truck, Jen.
I mean, in some sense of the word, sure. But we also get a little space saver spare,
Okay,
which is nice.
that's good. 50% of new cars don't come with any spare tire.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. Yes, so it's really good that this is included. So let me put this back. And wait a minute, I just messed it up.
Oh, Andre.
Wait, no, it is like this. It is like this. Jen, this show has gone off the rails. No, actually it's not. It's not
Okay,
off the rails.
We're fine. We're
Okay,
good. We're
that's
fine.
good. What do you think about this? The hidden door handle in the back.
I think it's funky.
Yeah.
Would you call this a funky monkey?
This car is kind of a funky monkey, actually.
I will say I do really like how much this bumps out here.
Ooh.
This, I think, is pretty sweet looking. I do
Yeah.
like it. It gives it a lot of depth, makes it pretty wide, makes it look really, really sporty.
Yeah, and it's got those blacked out wheels. I'm not a huge fan of blacked out wheels, but I think this design I actually do kind of like.
I think it works.
This is a 18-inch wheel. All right, but they said it has room in the back seat.
Does it have room for an Andre-sized person?
A tall dude. Okay,
yeah, how tall are you, Andre?
I like to say I'm almost 6'3".
Wow, that's pretty tall.
I aspire to be 6'3". So let me sit here.
So let's see if two people can comfortably sit in here. I've got,
Okay.
this is comfortable for me. I could probably scooch up a little bit, but how are you doing back there?
I have actually plenty of leg room.
Really?
And just enough headroom. I wish I had a little bit more headroom.
Uh-huh.
Do you see this?
Oh yeah, it is concaved up, thank goodness. Otherwise you'd be side-headed over there.
I think the sunroof kind of ends over here.
Right.
So it's not bad.
Yeah.
But I just wish a little bit more headspace maybe.
Well, I mean, what do you want for
a funky monkey?
A funky monkey hatch wagon of sorts.
But there's also two USB-C ports. I'll let Ian kind of show it. And there's a center console there with vents.
Good. At least you get some vents. Typically in cars this small, you may not even get vents. You maybe not even need them, but at least you have them, which is really nice. I dig this interior color. It's not just black. You know, it's got a little bit of these white accents around the seats, the Softex faux leather, but it's actually still pretty soft. I like this interior. It's continues on with the funky monkey.
All right, well, let's jump in and let's kind of power it up and look at some of the tech and then take it for a test drive.
Let's get it on the road. Oh, you know what this has, Andre?
What?
It's got aluminum sport pedals.
Whoa.
I mean, talk about really trying to show that this is a sports car, right?
Yeah, and so like we said, maybe it's not the hottest of hatches.
A warm hatch.
Do you want to actually turn it around so we don't have the glare?
Yeah.
So we can kind of see the interior a little bit more.
We got kind of a squared off steering wheel, a steering square.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Because I was just driving it and it feels a little bit squarish.
Also a sporty thing. I like that we actually have an actual shifter too.
Instead of buttons or knobs and stuff
like
that?
Yes, but where the buttons kind of run out are our controls. So this does have dueling 12.3-inch screens for your cluster and infotainment, but then they've snuck in this little 5-inch screen for your temperature controls. And I don't know how I feel about that. I do like that we have physical controls for your temperature itself and fan speed and mode, but anything else that you want to do is all through this screen here.
Yeah, so just kind of a combination. At least you can turn down and up your fan speed very easily.
Quick controls are good, but at least from my current line of sight, this is it's blocked by the steering wheel. Yeah. So that could be an issue. One thing I do like is the volume wheel. Ooh. I think this is the best way to adjust volume. I think it's my favorite, and I like that they continue that. Kia and Hyundai have been known for doing that on the steering wheel. I think it's the best.
But I like, once again, you already mentioned it, but the contrast with the steering wheel, couple colors here, and it does look pretty attractive. We have USB-Cs, we have wireless charger. The start button is actually here on the console.
I like that. It's easy to see. Rather than here, it's kind of blinded by anything else going on here.
No, some of the other Kias and Hyundais have a little stalk here with a push button.
Down here.
Which sometimes is blocked by the steering wheel. So, it has drive modes too.
Got a couple normal and sport.
That's all you need,
and look how fancy this gets with sport.
You get like digital displays.
Look at that.
Okay. Well, maybe not that fancy.
I like the dash. I like that it breaks it up a lot. There's really hardly any piano black in here. And you get this kind of gloss black finish, which is not piano black, but it's different. And I don't know. I think it gives it some depth.
Could I have the Manroni sticker in some of our notes here?
Here you go.
I wanted to show the fuel efficiency. So we should go for a drive and put it in sport mode. Let it rip.
Say less.
So the MPG is 26 city, 33 highway, and 28 combined. Not bad for not a hybrid.
Right, of course. And I wouldn't say that this is necessarily geared towards fuel efficiency. I think that just comes with it because of the type of vehicle it is. But this is they are trying to gear this towards sporty hot hatch.
Yeah. So Kia has a pretty decent warranty as well. 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and 5-year, 60,000-mile limited basic warranty.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's hard to beat.
But what if you didn't have super great warranty? You could check out our friends at Granger Warranty.
Granger Warranty, they can help you out.
Factory-backed extended warranty, so it's not like a fly-by-night situation, right? We've used them ourselves. For example, the C8 Corvette that we used to own last year, we saved a bunch of money using Granger Warranty. So you should check them out because you could go to any certified repair facility like a dealership and they use OEM quality parts and they'll take care of you even if you have a slightly used car as well.
Oh, that's nice. And everything's installed by OEM trained techs. I mean, the parts are one thing, but to have someone that knows what they're doing to install them, that's even better.
Yeah, so how does it drive? Do you want to, well, we're going to have some curves,
We got some curves, my favorite little curves coming up, but so far I like that it's got kind of a heavy steering feel, which could be related to the sport mode that we're in, but right now it feels really good, and we've got 18-inch tires on this, but they are 40 series tire, so it's still relatively low profile, but so far this is a quiet, pretty decent drive.
Yeah, it's not jarring. I mean, it's pretty comfy still.
Yeah, I think these seats are definitely very, very comfortable, but the drive itself, it's pretty responsive. I'm pretty happy with it so far.
Yeah, and I think you have to pay attention when you look at the name of the car, right? It says GT line.
Right.
And many manufacturers do this where it may be an M Sport, BMW, or M line, right? So it's not a true high performance GT, right? It's just it aspires to be, but it has good styling, right? It has some performance to it.
It's in the same family.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have some curves coming up. So let's check it out and see how she handles.
Yeah, these are some of my favorite curves. So far, so good. Okay, so I got paddle shifters here. I'm gonna go down.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, it didn't throw me back into this. Did it throw you back?
I wouldn't say it's throwing you back, but I do like that the paddle shifters are actually pretty responsive. I mean, especially since we're actually working with an 8-speed auto, not just a CVT.
Yeah.
So it actually felt like it was downshifting and I was in control somewhat of the car. And that felt pretty good. But these
when we flip around, here are some curves. Ooh.
Yeah, that feels good.
Not bad?
No, not at all. Low body roll, stays pretty planted. Very happy with this.
Well, you used to own a BMW 335.
Yep. And
you would drive this road frequently, right?
I take this road to and fro work every day. So I'm very familiar with these curves. And the 335, it was an XI, so it was all-wheel drive. It definitely went through these turns very well, but this also handled it very nicely. Let's see what the turning radius is like in this.
Yes, there's a little bit of construction, so we have to be a little bit mindful of what's happening here.
Okay. Coast is clear.
Oh, there's somebody turning. Ooh, nice. We did make it. So the turning radius check.
So 0 to 60 is...
What, 7.3-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got some pickup.
Yeah, so when I first heard it was a turbo version, I was really happy.
Yes.
But it doesn't have that kind of a snap to it.
Kind of throw you back.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's very true.
And maybe that's okay for this class, right? For this class of vehicle.
Yeah, not everything has to be the hottest of hot hatches. I think the fact that, like you said, this is a GT line, not just a GT. So I think for what it is, I think it's perfectly acceptable in what it provides.
Yeah, and also I think we'll talk in more detail about pricing in a second when we arrive, but this is still on the affordable side, right?
Absolutely.
We're talking about like low $30,000 range.
Yeah, I mean when you compare to the fact that the average new sticker price of a car nowadays is what, $50,000? I mean this comes in quite below that, which is kind of hard to find. It's something that's actually truly fun to drive, and so far I'm digging this.
Yeah, and if this sparkling yellow is not your jam, There's also like the blue and the red.
That's true.
Yeah, and there's some other hues of different colors that are available on
Hues of rock, you know.
Hues of gray.
But yeah, no, I think the sparkling yellow is growing on me. I think it's jarring at first, but if you like bold colors, then look no further. The sparkling yellow is bold enough.
Yeah, yellow could be a little bit polarizing. So you kind of also, like if you're not leasing this but buying this, you have to think about resale.
True.
We usually don't talk about that in a lot of our reviews, but when I sold my Chevy Colorado, I traded it in at the dealership.
Yeah.
And the dealer salesman was looking at me a little bit, from the side, and he was like, it's yellow, right?
No one's going to want to buy this.
Yeah, so you kind of have to consider, because you cannot get as much money maybe on the flip side.
Yeah, that's very true.
For that yellow car.
Sparkling yellow is, one man's treasure, maybe not everyone's though.
Exactly. So if you want to be a little bit more safe, maybe a blue or red. Red, they call it resale red for a reason.
Yeah, everyone seems to like a red.
So, especially on a sporty car, a red color might be really, really nice.
It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, I do like this squared off steering wheel. This feels pretty nice. The soft presses, not so much. This isn't necessarily a hard plastic up here, so it is a little softer, but I think for the price point, I think this is a pretty great interior.
Oh, we didn't even talk about heated and ventilated seats and heated steering wheel.
That's right, because
we have everything.
It is. It's on the door, which you don't normally see.
Look at this. Here on the door, you can have your heated seat controls, and on the driver's side, there's also the heated steering wheel control there as well. This price is sticker $32,870. It says at about $28,790.
Whoa! But that's not the. Is that the GT Line Turbo though?
No.
Yeah.
Because GT Line Turbo technology package by itself is $2,300. So, but still under 33 grand, I think there's a lot of value in this car still.
I think so. I think this thing is pretty awesome. Everything nowadays is expensive, so there's no getting around that. But when you compare it to everything else out there, I think this is a pretty good value.
Yeah, because you also have to look at the Corolla hatchback, not the GR, but the regular one.
Of course.
You have to look at the Honda Civic hatch. There's several options actually in this space, but none of them of this color.
No, and I think this is such a funky looking...
Funky monkey.
It's a funky monkey.
I think this is going to be the headline of the story.
I think we nailed it, yeah.
All right, so thanks for joining us. Check out oldtfl.com. We have to do more fun things with this car, so we have to brainstorm.
Yeah.
Or if you have ideas, let us know, too.
I'd love to take this into the mountains.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.